Hmm. I'll be back in a minute.
Hello.
Dear people, hello.
Hi,
Hi,
Bo.
How's everybody doing?
Hello. Bo, are you going to the other Zoom? Isn't that what time does that start? You're on mute, hon. Please unmute. Please unmute. Can't hear you. Like your background. Very cute.
So are you talking to us?
We can't hear you.
Here,
We can't. Unmute if you can, up in the top part of the screen, in the box around you.
Apparently my earbuds were not working. I gotta figure this out.
Good. So aren't you supposed to be on the webinar? I think she's now frozen. With Ramo and Somanita for the docile people. Bo, I think she's frozen. Okay, technology's great. Is she frozen for you all?
yes.
Okay, it's not me. Okay, good.
I'm gonna back out and come back in because it's not showing my earbuds as an option.
Oh, well, it's working.
Music now. Hang on.
We can hear you. We can hear
My
you.
earbuds though. So can my family.
Oh, okay.
You don't want them to, weigh in on our conversation.
Who knows?
All right,
But
I'll be right back.
Okay.
congratulations again, Madame
Thank you.
Tammy Todd.
Thank you.
It was a
Yeah.
good meeting. Yep. Hi, Bo. Can you hear us now?
Hello. Yeah. Okay.
Aren't you supposed to be with Ramo and Somanita and the docile and Sarah Jones at the docile meeting webinar right now?
Oh, I'm not in. I don't know. I mean,
That's in a Zoom meeting. This is
Oh.
Teams.
Okay. So, are you also joining that meeting?
I will not be joining that meeting. I'm going to stand here.
I try to find that link. It says ACE student, but this is the only link I can find.
Okay, let me
This
see
is
if I-
successful panel. I'm sorry. So that's the wrong place.
Yeah, no worries. It's all good.
Okay. So,
Mhm.
let me just get out. So,
Yeah. You want me to send you that link?
yes, please. That would be wonderful.
Let me see.
So you can send through text message. Let me get out.
Okay, let me see if I can find it. Okay, boom. Whoop. Okay, I want to see that. Whoop, text. Oh. Oh, crap. Okay. All right. Whoop. Whoop. All right. All right. This has been one of those days, you know?
Yes. I know those days.
Uh-oh.
What?
Where am I at? Oh, there we go.
Hello, Rachel Anderson.
Oh, hi, beautiful people. It's been a day.
Crazy.
It's a day.
Yep. Brother number 2 with cancer. 2 out of my remaining 4 brothers.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Colon cancer. My other brother passed. It's just a mess. There's a lot going on. So, in the midst, that's the backdrop of, yeah. So we went to go visit him in the hospital today. He had to have a colostomy bag.
Oh, no.
And now his family like, oh, his wife, holistic health and holistic. And we're like,
What?
don't get me started. I said, baby, you're way past that. It's too advanced for that, but it's just a mess. But getting through it.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted his siblings around, so that was good. So we,
That's nice. Yeah.
he's a gregarious. He's a good guy, but good attitude.
Awesome.
Well, congratulations, Tammy Todd, ABT. So proud of you. So proud.
Shelly, what does that make us? Candidates? Is that right? Is that what everyone
So
said?
now you are allowed to take the DISS 799 class.
Okay.
So, but once you do your proposal, then you're a candidate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what will happen once everyone is through this? So I'm not going to do anything until after spring break. I will have Danita, or I will transfer y'all from DISS 701 to DISS 799. So the credits that you are earning this semester will roll right into that set.
Awesome.
Hey, Carla.
Awesome. Okay.
Oh,
Hey, Jackie.
Shelly, how
Uh-huh.
many are you doing? How many comp
There
are?
are 10 of you
Mhm.
between now and the last day next Friday. And so 5 this week and 5 next week, plus Martina's dissertation complete.
Oh,
We have 11 2-hour meetings, plus tomorrow Gary has an endoscope.
fun
Oh,
times.
And he's going to take an English language test on a computer on Wednesday next week.
Oh.
So we are trying. I bought a mouse so he could practice with a mouse today, and he's like, I've never touched any of these. I'm 81 years old, and I've never touched a computer. I'm like, it's just
First time for everything.
Try it. I don't have a good memory. Try it. Do your best. We only get 2%. 20% is the A for this one.
Wow.
So of course the subtext of an English exam for immigration is that they want workers. They don't want people who aren't workers. Right.
Of course.
Of
You have to
course.
be worth something.
And kick back $255 for this exam for Pearson's.
Okay. Is this the TOEFL?
This is Pearson's core English exam that anyone trying to get into Canada has to take.
Okay. Well then.
We love that. So the daughter will have to take it too because she's going to apply for a Canadian school, right? So they'll have gotten 3 sets of $255 from me. Luckily, I got a, top score because I know how to take.
Yay. So are you moving to Canada, eh?
I am working on it, eh?
You talked about it before
working on it.
November.
Eyes are working on it. We'll see.
Nice.
One way or
Good
the
luck.
other.
Jackie, when are your comps?
Monday afternoon. Can you guys all hear me okay?
Yes.
I think I fixed
Yep.
apparently I had to unconnect my second and third screens, Tammy. So it's just you. It's just you.
Wow.
Well,
I
moo
guess
to
Teams
that.
is a jealous mistress.
I know, right?
Oh, love it. Love it.
So,
Love it.
yeah.
Oh.
I've been having issues with my my computer with the microphone on my computer. So I've had to switch to earbuds in general for my meetings, but sometimes it doesn't like it if I'm versus Zoom. I'll be on a Zoom and then I'll go to Teams and it's like, yeah, no.
Oh no.
Right.
No.
Jealous mistress.
That's right. But yeah, this is the first time I've really had issues with my screens at home. My screens at work are fine.
Says you've been cheating on me with Zoom.
Yes. That's it. I just can't make up my mind.
That's right.
Love it.
The jury's still out.
I'm
Teams,
too
you better be
accommodating.
nice.
I'm so accommodating, Carla. That's the issue. I'm so accommodating. I'm so nice.
There you go.
My daughter's rolling her eyes at me.
As she should be.
That's what daughters are supposed to do, is roll their eyes.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Their job.
Right.
Something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So yes, congratulations, Tammy. And then I think Rachel and Carla, when are yours?
No.
No?
Carla's
Mine was
done.
yesterday.
Tyler did.
I
Yay.
passed.
Good job.
I'm Tuesday at 1. So I'm gonna go see Martina for a little bit. I told her I'd come because that's my neighbor. She lives one street over, and plus that's just my homie.
Nice.
Nice. Awesome.
So Tammy, you scheduled your defense of your proposal. That was a good idea. That
That
gives
was
you a
all
deadline.
That was all
Gives them-
Shelley. It was a great idea.
I should do that as well.
Yeah. You know, especially it's hard to get people together, and that doodle thing is a stressful thing. So it's better to do it if you have them in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Marcia said
Did
she
you-
scheduled hers too.
Good. Yeah.
Shelley,
Shelley, how was that?
that? I'll doodle.
How was that scheduling thing that I used, Shelley? The scheduling poll. It wasn't Doodle. It was through Outlook.
I
Where
don't
you
know.
could say yes, no, my preferred. You had a little heart to
It
say
was
this is my
confusing,
preference.
but that's just me.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
It's okay.
It was so
So-
nice.
The thing that was like preferred versus best, I got confused.
Mhm.
Oh.
So what it did, so this is why I liked it, because it held on my calendar all of the times that I had said. It
Mhm.
held it on my calendar, which is great because random people send me stuff, right?
Right.
And then once everyone took it, there was one time, the first time, and then the second time it took the earlier one. But once two of you preferred a time,
Mhm.
it just scheduled it.
Oh,
It sent out the meeting and all of that, and then it removed all the times it held.
wow. So this was
It
an
was
out-
like
tool.
genie magic. Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
have to share it with the
So it's
Yeah.
through Outlook.
it was the find time scheduling poll in Outlook.
wow.
It took me a little while to figure it out, and I was a little like, okay, Jackie, this is an important meeting and you're going to try this, but I
Is
did.
it- Where was it? Like
Here, I'll show you let me share my screen. So in this is my Outlook, this right here, this scheduling poll.
oh, look at that. Okay.
Oh.
Email.
It
Are
was a
you
little,
using
like I said,
desktop Outlook?
yes, I do.
I
Reply
think
with
that
actually.
mine may not.
There were some settings at the bottom. It did take me a minute to figure it out, but it was so, I loved that it held the times as tentative, and that's why I didn't know how the preferred would work. And then there was a little setting, and I didn't realize I had it clicked, but it was great. But it was like, as soon as consensus, then schedule it automatically, and it did.
Wow.
And
That's very fun.
I was like, this is the best thing ever, because I hate calendars and scheduling, and I don't have any administrative support. So
Well, and I do like I like Doodle, but it's all, as you know, manual, and nothing holds your calendar. So if I'm waiting a week for everybody to respond, I may have scheduled over some of the times I picked.
Yep.
yeah,
Stupidly.
You have no administrative support?
no,
I have none
Rachel.
Well, one former AVP who now is a VP have like 3 or 4, but
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
beck and call, but we're gonna leave that alone.
No, I
Okay.
don't.
Ah.
Apparently, that's not something that I need.
I wonder if
Because you're a woman, you can handle it all. Because you know,
Actually, I was told that I could assign that work to one of my professional staff employees, and I was like, okay, but they have work to do
Wow.
too.
yeah.
I don't see the
Hmm.
this one. I have a Mac though.
Yeah.
Are you in email?
Yeah, I went to my desktop version.
It could be in that customize the ribbon. Like, it could be an option in that too. But I'm all about little tools.
I would have
Oh,
thought
yeah.
it was going to be under calendar, and I'm like, oh, it is. It's sitting there under email.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Check the little settings at the bottom. And I have since practiced with a couple people, because I was like, that was really bold,
Yeah.
Jackie, to use that for this really important meeting. But
That was great. So,
yeah.
okay. Anyway, we are after
Let's get
6,
started.
almost 10 minutes after 6. I don't know how many more people might be joining us. Hi, Ramon. And this is being recorded somewhere in the world. I have no idea where. So We would love it if Tammy, you wanted to start.
I would love to start. I have a PowerPoint
You're so
because
wonderful.
I love PowerPoint. All right, guys. So this might last 15 minutes, and this could last an hour and 50 minutes. It's all up to you. Because tonight, I'm a facilitator. And what that means is that this is really all about you. It's a chance for us to connect, support, and maybe learn from one another. We might even have fun before this is all over.
Great.
So when I say burnout, I want you to picture what burnout looks like in your mind.
You can see it right here. Look at this one right here.
Does it look like this? Is this what anyone pictured? I'm guessing that's a no, right?
That's
Not what I
good.
pictured either, but it does make me smile, right? It's a paradigm shift. It makes me think a little bit different. It gives me pause. Because we're going to talk about the power of pause in a little bit. Is this what you thought of?
Ding, ding,
Yes.
ding.
Yes. Okay. Anybody else fallen asleep at your desk in the last couple months? So burnout is a form of exhaustion caused constantly by feeling swamped, per WebMD. So think about the words that you would use that go with burnout. What causes burnout? What do you guys think about?
Not being treated well by your faculty and colleagues.
Not being treated well, yeah.
Being overworked, having too much to do and too little time to do it.
Yeah.
Everybody wanting something. Like, it's not like I just have to do this for my student or for a person or whatever. It's juggling the urgent and important.
Right.
What about being sought out or sought after as you're the only one who can help this student? You're the expert of this, or just like you're the expert, so you have to solve all the problems of the department.
Right. Yes, absolutely. That's a lot of stress, right? All of those things are stress, right? Too much work, too little time. How about having passion, being super excited about something and you can't step away from it? Not having support. I would love to know, in the things that you guys were talking about, tell me about your support. Kelly says, who is their support? Yes.
A wonderful
so silly.
family. I have an amazing team.
Mm-hmm.
I get to work with great people
Who
all need something from me.
Right. Right.
I have a husband who feeds me and hydrates me while I work like a dervish.
Me too. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you ever ask for support?
Mm-hmm.
Jackie's saying yes. Tell me about that.
I mean, asking for it, and I think the burnout or the extra stress comes from then I have to let go some of that result, right? Like I have to be okay with what I get back.
Yes.
And so knowing who to ask, when to ask, what to ask is also just that mental juggling of, one more thing to manage in the burnout section. But I'm usually heard, but I don't know that I'm often like give it back, right?
Yeah.
Get that help.
Yes. Shelley, are you very good at asking for support?
No, fortunately I'm not. But
Definitely.
these days I'm trying really hard to find the yoga, find the laughter, find the external support, and have folks to call for, like, I need a pickup, or I need to vent this, or I need to check my memory because things things I'm hearing today don't match up with things I knew that were real yesterday.
So one of the quotes I've read about burnout is that burnout is the curse of the strong. It strikes the hardest workers in every room. Those people who are diligent, who care deeply. People who experience burnout are trying to carry the weight of the world in their two hands and rarely ask for help. If I'm carrying the weight of the world, do I have to carry it here, or could I get some help? And even if they're not quite me, they're carrying it down here. Is that still okay?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
It depends on your role also. So I'm a faculty member. I don't we have an administrative support person for the chair. I try to be very sparing with my requests of her. She's always happy to help, but most things she can't do. I mean, the things I'm working on are things I'm creating.
Right.
I have a new prep, so I'm constantly having to prep for this new leadership class. I have to grade. I am working on, all of our dissertation and comp stuff. I'm an officer in a Midwest Academy of Management, and I have responsibilities there. I don't really have anybody to offload anything to. So it's not that I wouldn't ask for help, but I don't have anybody. I don't have support staff at all.
Right.
So
Yep. For me, I am so grateful that I don't go grocery shopping anymore, right? That's where my support has come from. Someone else does my grocery shopping and someone else cooks for me. Otherwise, I would only eat eggs and protein bars.
Ditto.
Right? So where can we? Because I think we're all in that same boat, right? Like there's just not people to offload some of these things onto. But what can we do? And maybe it's not offload. Maybe it's going back to what Shelley was saying. Like, who do I vent to? Because sometimes I just need to vent it out, talk through it, and get different ideas, and that can relieve some of that stress.
Tammy.
And what?
I think mentorship is a big component. I have a friend who is a tenured professor at Ball State. She's the president of Black faculty and staff, and she's kind of mentoring me because she was telling us that even because Carla sat in one of our writing sessions that after we get our doctorate, we're supposed to mentor other people and just in academia to keep we're obligated to do that. So she checks on me. How are you? Yeah. What would you say, Dr. Shelley?
Give forward.
Give forward. So she said, you guys are responsible for that. But yeah, she checks on me. Sometimes we go out to dinner, but she just checks on me to make sure I'm okay. Like, hey, how's your writing going? But just so that kind of individual like that, because she understands the struggle. She's been there, and just I have my siblings. She helps me with different things. If I need like my brother helps me with like things around the house. If I need something going on, he'll take care of things in the house. I can give him my brother do list and he'll just kind of knock things off the list for me. And so that helps me to keep my house going. I don't have to worry about, I'm mowing my grass or doing landscaping, things like that. Cause that's something, he'll take care of or things like that. So that helps me from a homeowner standpoint. Like, hey, I can just do school and whatever. So that helps. Just my family.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Relying on
What
that
can we
family.
automate?
Right.
Automate.
Yes. Not our writing, guys. We can't automate our writing.
But my bill paying and
my bill paying, yes.
My bill paying, apparently my scheduling.
Right? I am super excited about that. I have interviews to schedule and I'm going to be using that this weekend.
It's not letting me do it. Sorry.
Oh.
Okay.
It's not a feature. Oh, well.
Oh.
Doodle it is.
That's sad.
I know.
So let's talk about some signs of burnout. Your internal battery is low, no matter how much caffeine you may have. What does that feel like for you? Rachel's got the dark chocolate. What does that internal battery being low mean?
I call it being, I feel like I've been unplugged.
You've been
So
unplugged.
after my comps were over yesterday, I just felt like a noodle. I mean, it's a tense, I won't say it's scary, but I mean, even though we've talked about it to death, you still don't know what it's like until you are in it. I mean, I think, I really did appreciate it, but it was like, why are they being so picky? Why are they being so mean? And I didn't really feel that way, but I tried to not be defensive, but I had to kind of work at it, right? You know, it's like, I worked really hard on this. Can't you just say, nice job, keep going? No, they can't. And I get that they
You
need
know,
it.
they wouldn't earn their pay.
Why? I mean, and I was just gonna say, I know that they need to add value, and part of this process is them sharing their experience and wisdom with us and saying, you're gonna want to switch this.
Yeah.
And I do get that, and I appreciate it. But it was
Somebody said
still,
revise and resubmit.
yes.
So when you submit an article or a chapter to a publisher and they say, well, this is really good, but let's also fix these things and
Yeah.
give us a list of the changes, right? It's a revise and resubmit. So it's not intended to be like, oh, you're amazing, it's fabulous, because it's not. Nobody can be fabulous the first time around.
And I do know that. I do know that. But it was still like it was a gut check, I guess I would
You're
say.
crushing my hopes for Monday, Shelley.
Yeah, don't expect a round of applause and 2 minutes later you're done.
Right.
Carla wasn't worth two dead flies, as they say afterwards. I was like, Carla, can you put any coherent sentences together now that you've done yours? I'm like, Carla, what language are we signing? What are we doing? It was like,
That's awesome.
she wasn't.
It was awful.
That's
So yes, the
awesome.
unplugged feeling, that's, I always call it that. It's like I just can't,
There's
like a
no
car
power
that's
left.
out of gas.
Yeah.
You can't do
I
anything.
love that. You're running on empty, right?
Even the air conditioner won't work.
Go ahead. Sorry. I was say, unfortunately, I have physical. I end up with physical manifestations where physically I can't do it. I can't. And so unfortunately, I'll just let myself get so run on empty. Like, did I eat today? You know, I mean, kind of thing. But that's a sign. If I'm not eating, I'm missing meals and things like that, that's a sign for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Canker sores.
Canker sores.
And just my body. I go to my massage therapist every month. She says, what is going on in your life? I'm like, girl, you know.
Right.
I mean,
right.
Just muscle, she said, just angry. My whole body's just, you know.
Muscle tension. Yep.
Yeah.
Sleep disturbances and exhaustion together.
It was Tuesday evening before I realized I could like put my shoulders down. Like I was like this. I went around all day and it was like, wait, like push them down, Jackie, push them down.
Oh, like that works, right?
It's like, oh.
Do you ever get that short fuse? And it sounds like Carla was on the verge of that with her defense, right? Where you're like, every little request feels huge.
Well, this wasn't, during the defense, it wasn't quite that way. Because I did recognize they were telling me things I needed to know. But yes, I have felt that. So we just did we had an accreditation team on site last Monday.
Congratulations. Yay.
Thank you. And I had, since I'm the Assurance to Learning coordinator, I had also scheduled our Assurance to Learning idea fair for the time when they were there. So I have been working with my steering committee since last fall. We've had 8 meetings. Now these are faculty members.
Yep.
Wow. Some of them are very active, but most of them just kind of nod and it's like pulling teeth. But this is the second one that they've helped me do. I did the first one kind of all by myself. I had to kind of trust, but my comps were due at 4:00 the same day. So I got them done early because that wasn't going to work. But I was about to explode that day. They accused me of being wired. We had to set up the room. We had to do all this stuff. They forgot to order some tables. Anyway, it was just like, and then I got to meet with the committee and be calm.
Be calm, right? Right.
Dogs are barking.
Do you ever feel cynical when you're on the verge of burnout?
Huh. Hmm.
I feel like some of us
Cynical
might
or
manifest.
snarky, just
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, exactly. Some more about burnout. Research has linked burnout to other negative physical and mental health outcomes, including coronary artery disease, hypertension, depression, anxiety, increased alcohol use.
Right?
Lack of sleep.
Yes. Feelings of futility, undermining the quality of relationships, and diminishing long-term career prospects even. Right? Because people get so burned out at work, they have to
I
walk
quit.
away.
I
I quit. Right.
in January
Or maybe you yell at the wrong person in
for
the
my mental
meeting.
health, because I'm like,
Mhm.
y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here, and I'm not gonna do that. As a former mental health therapist, I value my good mental health. So I said,
Right.
see ya.
Yes.
I
yes.
can tell I'm teetering because I'll go through email and go, don't care, delete, don't care, delete, don't care, delete. Oops.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I see. I haven't gotten to the delete message yet, Carla. I just mark it as read, and I know I'm never going back to it. Ever, never, never. But it's still there in case.
Well, my delete never goes away, so I could always go back and find it. But I get all this helpful stuff like focus teaching forum or something. So there's a lot of teaching things, and there's a lot of education letters and articles that are important to read, but don't care,
Someday.
delete, don't care, delete.
Yes.
Not today, Satan.
Yeah, usually about every 6 months, I'm like, are you really going to read this? Really? Maybe you just go ahead and delete that newsletter, Jackie. It's
Right.
okay.
Right.
Um,
Yes. Yes. So let's talk about ways to avoid burnout. Chronic stress, maybe some inadequate coping, right? Are we setting any boundaries at all? Are you
Well,
setting any boundaries?
I did learn years ago that the word no stands for nurturing oneself.
Oh, I've not heard that.
Yes. So I did learn. I had a burnout moment, and I said yes to too many things, and one of my responsibilities I did not do well. And I was real embarrassed that I didn't really come through the way I needed to. And that taught me to be able to say, I think your project's really important. I would love to help, but I don't have the bandwidth to do the job I know you need me to do on this. So I'm going to do us both a favor, and I'm going to say no. You deserve somebody that can do a good job, and I can't right now. And by the time you finish that little speech, they usually will back away slowly. And
Don't turn their back on you.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yes.
we changed a lot of our language, and for my team to capacity. Who has capacity right now? So rather than, hey, does anybody have time? Can you take this? I need help. Looking at for a who has capacity for this. I'm over capacity, and really thinking about that way. So then it's not so much like, can you help me? Or I'm asking for help. We're trying to really just allocate who has capacity to do different things. And that actually has been really, really impactful for my team, especially in workload.
Right.
It's just changing it. I don't, hey, can somebody do this who has time? We have the same time. Where are you at in your capacity
Yeah.
to take another project or do a thing?
Yes. I love that.
So remember, there is a Alan Tuff, I think he's the one, load margin, power load margin model, where the more load you have, the less power you have. And it's this kind of teetering model. I think it's Alan Tuff. McCluskey. Sorry, it's McCluskey. And it's a load, power, and margin. And so it's a balance between the three. So the margin is the difference between how much load and how much power you have, which power, I guess, in this situation is capacity. So it's like if you're overloaded, then you don't have enough power to do all the things that you need to do. It's McCluskey.
Interesting. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Interesting. I really like that capacity because it is. You're right. It's not about the time. It is about the capacity.
Well, and it helps people too, because like you don't want to overburden your teammate, right?
Right.
So then to say, you know, trying to get them as well to go in and say, hey, everybody, I have some capacity. Can I take something? And so
Right.
then it's not I need help. Can somebody help me? It's
Right.
rather I have capacity. I can do this afternoon or you know, whatever. But it really, I cannot believe how that word has changed some of our work dynamic over the last year and a half, I think, is where we put that in.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. So thinking about ways to avoid burnout, connecting with people. Right? And I think in some ways, Jackie, it sounds like your team is connecting based on that word, right? But walking away and connecting with people, having some queso, having a drink, having a conversation. Lunch. Does anyone else eat breakfast and lunch at their desk?
Sometimes.
Sometimes dinner too, right? And are we eating healthy?
Trying.
Is that
Now
is
I'm
that
eating healthy.
now you are,
I've
right?
lost, no, since I've been off, I've lost about 8 pounds, but I've lost like a total of like 14 since December.
That's
So in a month's time, I've lost like 8 pounds.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Stepping away and taking care of yourself. That I
Yep.
love that nurturing oneself. Yes. Taking a break, getting up and walking away. How good are you guys doing at that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Also
no.
connection. I'm intentional about connecting with people. And now, since I've expressed to some of my, friends, they'll ask me, invite me to dinner or something. So all of us are like single, older women. You know what I mean? So we like just go out to dinner together or just to hang out a little bit. So, hey, that's an hour of time. I'm not eating by myself and I have some social time and pour into them. They can pour into me. So I've been enjoying that.
Yeah.
So, and it helps me feel real energized because I've been with people, or I'll
Right.
take a study break. My grandson will come over, my daughter-in-law come over and do laundry, but that'll help me. I may be working a little bit, but I get to see him so that, just connecting with people. I'm not here by myself like all day now that I'm home all day, it just helps out a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also having natural sunlight coming in, that
Sunlight.
energizes me. Yeah.
Yes. One of the things I recommended with my coworkers, because we're all virtual, is to have a virtual lunch. Right? Let's schedule a 30-minute meeting and we can have a virtual lunch and connect. And then we're both eating and we're connecting. What an idea, right? What about petting an animal? Right?
Pet you.
We saw Sandra petting a chicken in our last one, right?
I don't want a chicken, thank you.
River's right here. I could pet my
I've
dog.
seen it all now. The chicken. Yeah.
We have
Right?
2 miniature schnauzers. They're adorable.
They are.
Yes, and
They-
that's one of those things to take some of that stress. Like they are really good at
Here's
sucking that stress. Oh, Rachel.
A Valentine's gift from my daughter-in-law, but I can't. I'm allergic to everything, so I can't really do animals like that. I can visit people with animals, but I can't keep an animal.
You can't have one. Okay.
Yeah.
One of the
Amazing.
things I've done is I did set up some regular meetings. So no, you'll have you'll have a friend and yeah, we'd love to go to coffee, but oh, well, when can we do it? When can we do it? And it would be like, whatever months away or whatever. And so I have a friend and now we go to lunch every once a Wednesday, one Wednesday a month, but it's regular scheduled. So I don't have to think about it. And then I had a faculty member too, because it was like, oh, I have to move, I have to, whatever. So we put it on there, and then I just started with somebody else. And it was like, it's on my calendar. I don't have to think about it. We don't have to remember, like, oh, it would be great to get together. And that actually has been really helpful too, because I don't want to cancel, right?
Right. Right. And don't you find that even though you've stepped away and you've not been productive, you're actually much more productive when you sit back down and you're knocking stuff out after you've stepped away a little bit and you're refreshed?
Yep.
It's incredible to me. So if we hit burnout, how do we overcome burnout? Doing all the things we've just talked about, right? Eating well, connecting, stepping away, maintaining perspective, right? I once had someone tell me there's no such thing as an educational emergency. Like, that's true, right? Like, I can call Shelley.
That is not true.
I can call Shelley in a
beg
panic,
to differ.
But it doesn't mean.
If my midterm grades aren't in on time, I am considered not in compliance and may not have my contract renewed.
Yeah.
So there are educational emergencies. I have
that
students
is not
who
from
like,
the
I can't
student
get in the
to
test.
You, right?
Pardon?
That's not from the student to you, right? From the
Well,
student
that's
reaching
the
out to you,
administration
right?
team.
Yes, yeah.
But it's a planned. It's
But
not
it's planned,
It's
right.
not an unforeseen.
Right. Right.
It's
And
only an emergency if you're so burned out and so overworked that you keep putting it off until it's
Right.
You're desperate.
Yeah.
So I try
Right.
never to do that, FYI, but
People say that too. There's no such thing as a sponsored projects emergency, but when you're talking about millions of dollars, a lot of people think that that's pretty emergent.
It's right. Yes.
and students sometimes need responses. They have urgent situations.
Yeah,
and
they have urgent situations, right? But are they true emergencies?
some of them, they may not know, but I can tell once I talk to them.
Right.
Some of them really are.
Right.
Many of them are just, if I can solve it with, I'll extend your deadline, then it's not an emergency.
Right. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. What kinds of things, if you've got hit burnout, what kinds of things fill you up? Right? What do you do that fills your soul? Like we've talked about connecting with people, and Jackie, it definitely sounds like that fills a bucket for you. What kinds of other things fill you guys up?
I like stand-up comedians.
Oh, good. I love to hear that. We're gonna address that actually.
I like to watch a movie and eat some popcorn and just like have some brain
time,
break.
Right. Are there things you've stopped doing because?
I did not stop singing. My former supervisor unfortunately went to my church, and she was telling me like she thought I was be too busy and too involved and too engaged, basically, at church, and that's what's affecting my stress level at work. That's another story. But I'm like, that's my sense of community, my mentorship I do, and my sing. So that's how I find community. You have a husband and 2 kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I live
that's
by myself.
How you get filled up.
That's how I get filled up. So so singing, and I have, and they always check on me. How's your studies doing? They don't know, they don't understand what I'm doing, but they know I'm in school. How you doing, Rachel? And just encouraging,
Right. Yep.
praying for you. Thank you. Pray for a sister.
Yep.
Just
Exactly.
So I appreciate that. That helps.
I stopped taking walks. Like I love to leave the building, go out, even if it's a quarter of a mile down the road and back, and it just gives me that renewal. And I've stopped doing that, and that should be a sign to me that I'm hitting burnout. Right? So I want to talk about purposeful pauses. A purposeful pause allows you to go from intense focus to an intermittent renewal, which is actually very productive and sustainable. And they feel counterintuitive. I will tell you that a purposeful pause feels very counterintuitive. Are you guys on autopilot? Do you just do things without thinking about what you're doing?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I
tried-
make tea without the tea bag once in a while.
I have tried the Pomodoro method, but if I'm in the flow, I do not want to stop just because some stupid alarm tells me I need to.
Right.
Then I have to leave, go do something else I don't want to do, and come back and go, now I have to get all back into it. So I do think intentional pauses might be helpful, but not if I'm like really like in the zone and I've just figured out how I want to express something and I'm writing, then I don't want to do that.
I agree. And when we write, we do long Pomodoros. But if I'm home by myself, I even do long Pomodoros because again, with ADHD, trying to get in and focus. But when I take my breaks, I'll do a non-preferred activity that I don't like. And so I have that time element. So it motivates me to get it done. So I can check something off my list. So then I'm having 2 wins. I'm doing good writing and I'm also doing good at being a domestic diva, you know, or whatever. So something I don't want to do. So that helps me. So I'm checking things off my list, but it's a motivation thing. So I'm winning in two areas.
2 areas. I love that. So purposeful pauses are taking breaks in our nonstop busyness, right? Whether it's writing or it's working, and allows your mind and body to pay attention. So with a purposeful pause, you actually pick an activity that you already do every day, and you're present for the activity. So think about something you do every day. Anybody have a suggestion? I let the dogs out. Okay, let's go with that. You make coffee, I let the dogs out. So during a purposeful pause, when you go to make the coffee, you stop and you're present in making coffee. Like for me, I'm making tea with a tea bag, right? I'm not just filling the water, dumping the stuff in. Be present in your pause. Feel the floor.
I am, because I bought a espresso machine that does all the stuff. And so I very much enjoy, well, I'm the barista, but I very much enjoy it. That's like a very happy part of my day. So.
I love that. So you're present. You're feeling the machine. You're smelling the beans, smelling the coffee. Feel your feet on the floor. Are you in socks? Are you in your flip-flops? Yep, she's got her sandals on. You feel the cool, feel the cool air coming over your toes. What are you hearing? Right, just being really focused as you pause and you're in that moment of that activity. Right? So like when I take the dogs out, I'm not paying attention as much to the dogs as to the world around me. I'm paying attention to that activity. I feel I pay attention to the gravel under my shoes, right? I'm smelling the farm fields around me. I'm hearing whatever's going on around. Not letting my mind wander, just staying in that activity. And it is actually very refreshing and re-energizing. It's not, and like with Carla, it's not just the caffeine, right? It's very purposeful. I highly recommend trying it. Go ahead, Jackie.
I was going to say, somebody asked me or I don't know, I was looking at something and it was like, do you enjoy your coffee? Like, are you drinking a cup of coffee because you need caffeine, right? Or, oh, I always have a cup of coffee in the morning or whatever. But like, do you enjoy drinking your coffee? And those are really 2 different things. And so sometimes I think about like that first sip.
Right.
But the difference between the first sip of coffee and the last sip of coffee. And like, for me, that could be like 4 hours, right? Like, right. But like, I will just nurse it all day. And it's like 1 cup of coffee, but it's like that first sip, like just, but then that's it. You know, you don't think about the rest of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to continue my coffee drama. I draw a tree out of the foam.
I love
Carla.
And so every morning my challenge is to make a better tree.
Oh,
That's the only thing I know how to do. But sometimes it's really good. Other times it's not. But I heat the glass first. It's clear. It's double walled. It's pretty. I enjoy everything about it till the bottom. It is just a very
I love that. That's very
happy,
purposeful.
very happy
Yeah.
way to start my day.
I love that. Yeah. Like I said, I make tea all day long, but sometimes I throw it in the microwave and without a tea bag, or all of a sudden I'll be like, I haven't had a drink in a while. Oh, well, yeah, I made tea 3 hours ago and it's still sitting in the microwave, right? I was just on autopilot. I needed something warm in my hand. I wasn't being purposeful. And when I stop and I really think about the world around me, when I sit back down to work, whether it's writing or it's work, I am so much more productive and energized. So I really recommend trying that. Also, taking care of yourself, right? Taking breaks every hour. I know the Pomodoro, I'm with you guys. I set my 40-minute timer, but sometimes I'm like, I'm not done. But when I get to a good spot, I do need to get up and move just a few minutes, step away, stand up. Jackie, do you have a standing desk?
You know what? I do at work, and I used it yesterday. It's been forever. And I said something to my boss. I was like, I'm actually standing. And I had 3 people tell me they didn't know that I had a standing desk because they've never seen me use it. But I did when I was working on my comps. I realized I had sat for a very many hours. And I was like, honey, why don't just when you're out, just stop and get some baby aspirin, please.
Also, with
please.
those breaks, you're supposed to take a break in a separate setting. So when I used to study in my living room, it's a sectional. So I would sit with a rolling desk at one place. I had a rule when I was working, no cover. I like to be warm, no cover, and just different things. So I would go take my break at another section. I would have my feet propped up. I'd have my cover, and I set my timer because if I live by timers, because otherwise time blindness and time is fluid, man. And then you're not getting back to what you're supposed to be doing. So that was my rule. It's like I can have my cover during my break, and also I tell my students because your brain knows, hey, I'm on a break now, and you make a shift in your brain instead of being in the same spot working, and that helps prevent burnout as well. Just shifting to a different spot to enjoy and be present for your break.
Rachel, you shared that with me previously, and I have started doing that. Even though I'm in the same room, I'm in just my office is in a pole barn. Like I don't have a lot of options out here, but I do go from behind my desk, and when I take a break, I go sit on the love seat. I usually have to move some animals, no chickens, but I have to move some animals. And I sit over there instead, and it's a different kind of a break than it is when I'm sitting back here. One of the things when I think about pausing are hard stops. What does a hard stop mean to you when you have a meeting?
Like the end of the meeting.
The end of the meeting. You have to be done at the
It
end
means
of the
I
meeting.
have another meeting. Is
It
what?
means I have another meeting. And what I think that really means is that I expect this meeting to run over.
It means what it means to me is I have to leave at X whether you're done or not because I have to be in.
And someone on this call actually put me in as an appointment so they could see that she had to get off of the call. I'm not saying any names or anything, but they put me on as a Zoom meeting.
I like that.
Because they couldn't say no. I have to leave.
I have another Zoom. I've got to go.
Whatever it takes.
I find it hard when people say hard stop, it's because they expect the meeting to go over the allotted time. Yeah. And if it's going to go over the allotted time, like I have back-to-back meetings. I have a 10 to an 11 and 11 to 12. And so what happens is at 10:59, we hop off of a meeting to get onto another meeting at 11, which now really doesn't start till 11:05 because everybody's just done the same thing, and we all have to go get a caffeine and potty break.
Mhm.
Right.
Shouldn't we have just scheduled that meeting to 10:55 and said that is the end of this meeting, we can reconvene? But
Mhm.
we're not being purposeful. It's just not us taking time and being purposeful. So I want you just to think about nurturing yourself and taking pauses and making sure you're taking care of yourself. I think all of us on here have a lot going on in the next year or so, and we need to avoid that burnout. Speaking of a lot going on, Dr. Shelley, I would love for you to give us some updates. I hear that Kyra Allen
Mhm.
has defended her proposal.
Yes, and her IRB has been accepted.
Woohoo!
Woohoo.
Awesome. We know that Carla passed her defense.
Yes. Mhm.
Marcia has passed her defense.
Yep.
Tammy Todd.
I passed my defense.
Tammy Todd.
What else do we have going on, Shelley?
Martina is doing her dissertation defense next Tuesday.
Nice.
Tuesday.
Awesome.
The final,
The big
Ooh,
one, yes.
The big one.
Big
the
one.
Everest.
Yep. Yep. And Amanda Lee's working on chapter 5.
Oh, wonderful.
So she
Woo-hoo.
will be walking in summer for sure. Yeah, everybody's making progress. It's a lovely thing.
Good.
Fantastic. That is a lot of celebrating.
Yeah. And I got my laughter yoga certification.
Oh, no.
Yep, and Tammy came to Burris High School Career Day and led 7 groups of 25-minute high school students. And I was a substitute teacher doing laughing yoga with the high school kids too. And they just played, which was fun. Some of them, not all of them.
Yes.
But
Yes.
what?
It was fun. I did tell Dr. Shelley how much I do not like laughing yoga, but she was doing it with my first group, and they were laughing hysterically. There was one kid who, I think it actually probably helped us get him engaged.
Mhm.
It was really interesting.
This was Alan Dack's class. So Stephanie Simon Dack's son.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was so much fun. He's like, "Why do you know my name?"
Exactly.
I'm friends with your mom. He said, "Of course you're friends with my mom. You're crazy."
They like that.
It was great. It was great.
So I would like us to do a little more sharing, specifically about the process that we're all going through. I have some highlights that I have collected and I want to share with you. And it does not include laughing yoga. Some of the things I'm going to talk about do run counter to burnout. So I'm just going to give you a word of caution there. But let's start with marriage versus a doctorate. In marriage, a typical marriage lasts 7.5 years and a typical doctorate, 7 years. They both begin with some kind of a proposal, and they both culminate in wearing a gown when walking down an aisle.
Oh my
Love
gosh.
it. Love it.
Well, the one, I guess,
Sorry,
if
go
it's
ahead.
a divorce culminates in a legal proceeding, but
Right?
Actual piece of paper with an action on it. Same thing, Carla.
true. That's true.
Let's talk about our committee chair and the conversations we're having with our committee chairs. I don't feel like I'm very good at reaching out to mine, but I really think we need to lean on them when we need to. But I also think we need to lean on our committees and our peers. I was really frustrated with some of the things I've read in some of the literature about leaning on peers as you're working on your doctorate and actually having them peer review your stuff. I'm like, I hate doing that. But they talked about all the value in that. So we're in the right process. But Shelley, would you like to I know I'm kind of throwing you on the hook here. Thoughts on these things?
That you should rely on your peers more.
Your peers, your committee, and your
Rachel
chair.
and Carla are like accountability partners. And I would love it if more of you all would find a friend and hold each other accountable and work like that together, because it will inspire both of you. Or if you have a group of 3, the group that you're hanging with, not everybody's personality is able, or timelines are able to do that. But yeah, I think the peer connection, because it's an online program, especially having someone to be able to reach to, even if you're physically present with others, not everybody is. So making sure that there is someone you can call when your spouse or your friend or your child no longer wants to hear from you. It's important.
Right. Right.
But also the committee is there to support you, and drawing on the committee. I think Carla did really well by talking with her committee member in management to help clarify and articulate which theoretical frameworks to use, because the ones that she was thinking about, he suggested a few other things. And so we all have expertise, and the committee is there to support the whole of your process. Most people don't interact with them on a regular basis, but I really do recommend at least a couple emails a semester to them, especially at this time when you're closer to the end, staying up to date with where you are and the timeline. Of course, right before comps to tell them that it's coming, right before proposal to get their feedback on the proposal you have before you have the meeting. Because clearly, the chair is supposed to make sure that you're ready, but sometimes the chairs get overwhelmed as well. And so it's good to have other people put their eyes on the document before it's the final day to put their eyes on the document, so that they don't surprise you and you don't surprise them. And then the peers piece helps a lot, even if it's just APA, because you can't see your own writing after the 3rd or 4th time you look at it.
Right.
And someone else can see that, and you can see it for them. And some people's APA are like fabulous and amazing, and some people's APA is like, could do better, I know you got tired.
Right.
So
Right.
it's lovely, it's exciting, it's wonderful. And committee chairs are people too.
And they're busy people.
I will say the thing I have enjoyed about, so Rachel and I have written together a lot. We don't, obviously, we're nowhere near that. We're not even in the same ballpark as far as our topics, but that doesn't matter. I like the commitment to the time, because we would start at 8:30 and I drag myself up and get in here whether I really want to, because I have discovered I'm actually very productive in the morning, but I wouldn't naturally just dive right in. So it helps me because I have a commitment to do that. So it's really helpful. The other thing I discovered actually during the comps defense was that the 4 people in the Zoom with me had a more meaningful discussion with me about my topic and my work than I could have with literally anyone, because they had been through a similar experience. They had experience in at least some of what this is, and they could make suggestions based on that experience. And then if they had experience in the topic, it was even richer. So then the other part are talking to each other. We're the only other people that really gets what this is. Like family, bless them. They, my husband's like, well, you want me to read what? I mean, he just really is not enthused. If I say it's only 50 pages.
and he knows about the field too. He's an expert in the field. So
yeah,
he
but he still doesn't care. So it's really valuable to have peers that at least know what process we're in and kind of the problems we're trying to solve, even if they don't know the topic.
So Ramon, are you getting all these details? Since this is coming up for you pretty quick.
I am. Actually, my head has been, gears have been turning, thinking about this reliance on peers and the development of these peer relationships. And I'm trying to think back to the, excuse me, the retreat that we had, I think last summer. And I wasn't able to attend but one day. So I don't know what the full agenda or course of events was, but if something like that were very intentionally structured and built in, where like some sort of speed dating session, but it's really just in terms of establishing like that an intentional peer network, right? And specifically a partner. There could be value in that.
Mhm. Yeah, so not
Ramon,
everybody comes for the retreat, but I would talk to Somanita. She's in charge of planning it this year, and they're still kind of not completely got all the details set. So that would be really cool. Sorry, Jackie.
I was going to say, so for me, so I've been part of several cohorts because I slowed down. I took one class one time. I skipped a summer, and of course, COVID impacted everyone differently. But then in managing my own trying to like workload and timeline, I don't always have an opportunity or give myself the space to connect with peers in classes.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been reflecting on this quite a bit because, like I said, I've been like part of like 3 different cohorts. So to connect with Carla and Rachel and Tammy and Jenny and Joanne, especially has been just really interesting. And I think about, oh, well, I kind of let that one relationship kind of go because of the cohort thing. But I have been really grateful because of the retreat you mentioned. But also, Tammy, you're probably my person now. I don't know if you know that, but you're my person now. It's evolved a little bit, but you're it. Tag, you're it. So, but we were in a group together and we have very different work styles. And then now to learn that she was like, I hated being in a group with you because you were so like last minute and you were doing everything at the end and she's an early person. And, but then trying to build that trust through like the second group we were in together, like that kind of thing. And then how do we complement? But that's, I'm sure she was like, oh God, please don't let Jackie be in my group. Please don't let Jackie be in my group. And then, I'm a last minute kind of person, but that was helpful. All that to say, when I'm working on my comps and it's, 4 o'clock on Sunday and they're due on Monday. And she's like, you've got like 8 hours of prime Jackie Davis time to write yet today, and it was like, oh, I do actually. I'm just coming into my thing, right? Like
Right?
4
It's
o'clock
only
in the
4
evening.
p.m. Like
It
whatever.
was, yeah, she was like, what are you talking about? Like, this is your time. And so that was just really helpful. But, a lot of that was strengthened through those in-person retreats.
Mm-hmm.
But even just seeking out in class, who do I gel with? Who do I mesh with? And reading other people's posts on other people's things, I think is really helpful because you see who thinks like you do and who doesn't, who can challenge you. So,
And who works like you do, right? Who has that same? I mean, we all have a different quality level
Right.
and expectation, and trying to find people who you think kind of mesh with that.
Mm-hmm.
And also Tammy was kind of the introvert of the whole entire group. And she came to the retreat a couple summers ago and was like, hi, I would like to connect with people, but I'm scared of people or something like that. So I'm like, I'm going to find you. And then I just scheduled and we had dinner. We had appetizers at Applebee's in Anderson. So I said, I'm going to accommodate her. You don't drive to Muncie. I'm going to come to Anderson because my sister lives there. So I met with her and then that's how we connected. But she was like, I said, wait a second, that girl never called me. I'm like, I'm going to stalk her and find her. And so, but just being intentional. And that's how I connected with Tammy. And so we get together periodically and then me, Tammy and Carla met up one time. And some like the 3 points, what's the meeting place? We found a dot on the map where
literally.
it was so random. I'm like, I love
with
randomness.
the mosquitoes and mulebasses, as they say in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So it was fun.
But
so,
it does it does have to be intentional. Like I so appreciate Rachel being intentional about it. And Jackie and I have become intentional about it after we figured out we could work together in that group.
But it was a trust. Because group projects can be awful. They really can. but I've had 2 really good group experiences in the last few years, but Tammy was part of both of those groups, not just because of you, Tammy, sorry, but
Right.
she was
Yeah, but
part of those
they were
groups.
good groups. Yeah.
But
And
yeah, it's interesting, like I said, to be part of different cohorts, but then see people who have been together like the whole time, and that's their person, you know. It's definitely been an interesting journey for me, and I think I haven't taken advantage of a lot of the resources that were offered to me throughout. But yeah, Roman, find your person or people.
or people.
Well, and
yeah.
Rachel and I, after the retreat 2 years ago, we were getting ready to take statistics, and so were the Dentons.
Yes.
And so she's like, we have a study group. I'm like, oh, can I be in it?
Yeah.
I crashed their study group.
Yeah.
And then
that worked
Rachel
out.
and I were like the support group, and we kind of had our stuff done early, and that
Yeah.
I think that showed us that we worked similarly.
And then she worked on campus. I mean, I worked on campus at the time,
Yeah.
and we would meet for lunch sometimes, and like at least every other month we would meet for lunch. That way,
Yeah.
like how are you doing? How's work going? Like horrible. No.
Living the dream.
Well, I am going to move us forward, continuing to talk about our committee chairs.
And I just want to let you know it's 7:06. So I don't know how long we want to spend, but go ahead. Go ahead. Tell us the joke. Tell us the joke.
Doctoral student and her committee chair walk into a bar. The committee chair orders a rough draft, and they sit in awkward silence for 8 months.
I love that. That's great. That's
This is not how this
But-
should go. We need to have a plan, and we need to work it, and we need to have accountability outside of our committee chair.
Thank you.
Nice.
Especially since one moving to Canada.
Zoom still works there.
And so does your phone.
Right. So I would like us to also talk about citation managers. If you have not adopted a citation manager, I can't encourage you enough to go ahead and do it. I just did it as we started the comps for real, and it has saved me so much stress and so much time. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
Zotero is a fantastic and easy citation manager. EndNote was not nearly as easy to get a hold of, but if you want to use EndNote, use YouTube to figure it out. I hate
Jackie
to
and
say
I
it,
use
but
that.
don't
Hang
use.
on, my husband just landed in El Paso. I gotta grab this real quick.
Okay, don't. I would encourage you not to rely on the library guy. I think that for me is where I failed with the citation manager. EndNote is the way to go.
EndNote, you said?
Zotero.
Zotero is fantastic.
See, I'm not using anything because that library presentation just kind of took me over the edge, and I'm like, I don't have the capacity for that. Yep. And so now I think I'm in too deep. I think I'm in too deep to.
Rachel, you're not Rachel. Get through these comps and let me know, and we'll have an hour, and I'll show you how to get set up.
I can't do EndNote. That
Zotero
EndNote gave me twitchy eye. It gave me twitchy eye.
Rachel, I learned Zotero in about half an hour all by myself, and I was using it beautifully.
Yeah,
and it's a free citation manager. And if Roman, if you haven't started using it, start early, use it.
I've been populating an EndNote library. Seems to be working okay for the most part, although I'm not like totally committed or attached to it. I could just as easily switch to Zotero.
If you want some tips on EndNote and you're comfortable with it, I'm happy to do that. It literally changed about 8 months ago. And I don't know how I would have done this without it, but like attaching the PDFs and searching in the PDFs and setting up the outputs and little exceptions, like NIH should always be capitalized, like little things I had to figure out by myself, right? Using YouTube. But I'm happy to have a conversation with you and show you a few things if that's helpful.
That would be. I'll reach out to you for that. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
The
while we're
nice thing
talking
is about
references,
EndNote, the librarians will help you too,
Mhm.
if that wasn't already said,
for
because
those of
Ball
you,
State supports it.
sorry. One of the things that came out in one of the meetings was the idea that the courses give you foundational documents to draw on. And in the classes, remember in the fall, I had you do a scavenger hunt of what you've written in the past and what resources you have and all of that stuff. It's important that you include some of those foundational documents in your proposal, in your research, in your comprehensive exams. When we looked at some of the documents recently, there was like no citations that were familiar, and that was a red flag. So make sure to use, especially Dr. GD qualitative research course, citations as the core of your research methods, at least the foundation for it, and then go beyond it into like the niche Stake and Yin for case study, whatever, Van Manen for phenomenology, whatever, the niche ones. But make sure you have like a Denson and Lincoln and a Cresswell and a like in your core research question. Otherwise, people are like, hey, we taught you these things and you don't remember? What's the problem with this? So just to check. Mm-hmm.
And it was fantastic to actually go back to those things we've written over the years and pull from them.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a great reminder. Yeah, because I don't remember, but now I do. Like I was able to use that neuroscience and those brain connections and pull them back up.
Yeah.
Continuing a little bit with citations.
Could I just interject very quickly? Is anyone here using Notebook LM to upload all of their papers just to serve as sort of a self-reference?
I'm
I
not
don't know what
familiar
that
with
is.
So think of it as like your own personal library of everything that you've produced. It's not just explicitly that, but essentially if you upload PDFs of all the work that you've drafted and written or published, you're essentially just creating this a reference library for yourself, and you can ask questions of the library, and it'll scan all of that. So again, like just as a way to have that resource readily available.
You said Notebook LM.
Yeah, it is a Google product. So, however you feel about Google these days or just in general,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
just be aware. I mean, again, so it doesn't have to be just your work, but it could be helpful in that sense.
Great. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm not familiar with that. We'll be checking that out. Who's reaching out to someone, Nita, about maybe you can talk about that at the retreat. That'd be great, in my opinion.
At least share a resource, as a resource.
Especially since you can go back, and that was especially for people who are getting their dissertation. There's things that you can use if you just Google something. If you just search it can pull things like, hey, pull from this paper and pull from that. That would be very helpful.
Axiology. Good golly, how long ago did we talk about axiology?
Oh, I know, axiology.
Back in the beginning.
Right. So I want to go back and talk about citations for a second. How long have we been doing citations? Have you ever wondered if talking to yourself becomes a personal communication?
I told Rachel that she could cite herself as a personal conversation.
Yeah, I developed this psychological theory when I was in graduate school for mental health. I call it Anderson's theory of crap, and I was talking about. So basically, if you have, say, okay, you're the therapist, your counselee comes in with crap and all the life experiences, and then you as a therapist have your unresolved crap. You have crap squared. Okay, so that's Anderson's theory of crap. And I say, according to Anderson's theory, and 1993, so I cite myself all the time.
I love that. Are you referring to Snow White et al. Yes?
That's a good one.
And can you read referee journal articles and cook at the same time?
Yes.
Oh.
So let's
Listening.com.
let's review
Listening.com,
some.
you can too.
Oh, you absolutely can. I can fly and listen. Yes. Let's
And you
talk
put
about
the
some
little
time
button for the
management.
note.
Yes.
What's it called? What?
Mhm.
Listening.com?
Listening.com.
Listening.com
Yes.
or .co. Listening.co.
Co. Okay.
Yes. It reads our PDFs at whatever speed you tell it to read.
And it will skip the citations. So it'll read like it's just reading the thing. And then you push the little button, you're like a note, and it will just say it will capture the last 7 seconds that it just read. And then you can say, send me my notes, and it will just send you all of those notes.
Yes.
It's
I'm sorry.
I did
fantastic.
pay for the proofread.
Listening.
Listening.co.
Okay.
Listening.co.
It's easier
I
'cause
did pay
reading-
for the
Yeah.
premium.
Because
though.
read and write has been sketchy lately. I had to have Nick do some. Read and write has been real sketchy. Interesting.
Hmm.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right. So let's talk about time management. Again, we've been talking about burnout, managing our time. Do you consider all of your papers to now be a work in progress? The concept of free time scares you? And have you ever taken books and journals on vacation and actually read them?
Took them to the hospital with me today. I'm going to read journal articles while they sit and visit. Whatever.
Right. And this one, Jackie, this next one makes me think of you. You appreciate the fact that you get to choose which 20 hours of the day you work.
Yep,
Yes.
that's right.
And Saturday nights spent writing no longer seems weird. We are in this. Right? We are in the thick of this. For self-care, let's consider, do you regard ibuprofen as a vitamin? And caffeine has become a major food group? Have you
Sometimes the
ever
only.
discussed?
Sometimes the only, I'm like, oh, I drank
Oh.
coffee this morning. Did I eat food? Because sometimes coffee
Right.
cuts my appetite.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, you haven't
Oh,
eaten.
I
It's
haven't
5
eaten.
o'clock.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever discussed your topic at a sporting event?
Who
Or
goes to
accepted-
sporting events?
Oh, grocery store line.
I may have, right? The grocery store line, right? Yes. And have we accepted guilt as an inherent feature of relaxation? So
It's a
last,
workout,
Side effect.
actually. It's not relaxation. It's your workout.
it's your workout.
Because my blood
Yes.
pressure raises, my
Yes.
face flush.
So the last slide I have for us, why God did not receive a doctorate.
Oh,
He
yeah.
only had one major publication. It was in Hebrew. It had no references. It wasn't published in a refereed journal.
Right.
Some doubt he wrote it himself.
By himself.
It may be true that he created the world, but what has he done since?
Oh, wow.
His cooperative efforts have been limited. The scientific community has had a hard time replicating his results.
Oh.
He never applied to the ethics board for permission to use human subjects. This is one of my favorites. When one experiment went awry, he tried to cover it up by drowning his subjects.
Wow.
When subjects
Wow.
didn't behave as predicted, he deleted them from the sample. He rarely came to class. He just told his students to read the book.
Oh.
Some say his son taught the class. He expelled his first 2 students for learning.
Yeah.
Although there were only 10 requirements, most of his students failed the test. His office hours were infrequent and usually held on a mountaintop, and there's no record of working with colleagues.
Wow. That's wonderful.
Nice.
So nowhere did I find that fun helps with us avoiding burnout, but I certainly feel like it should, right?
Mhm.
Part of
I
that
think
pausing
laughing-
and
I think
stepping
you're-
away.
Jackie was not wrong. A comedian, something that makes you laugh is definitely, although I do love me in a good action movie with an unbelievable plot and, magical heroics. That's kind of fun to see too. And as long as there's also some laughing.
I like the laughing. I love the laughing.
Definitely.
Yes. Yes. Oh.
That's the
We lost Roman.
Actually, comedians can be the only source content source I can consume right now of what's happening in the world. I can't consume other content. So I was like Josh Johnson. He's a comedian, but he talks about things that are going. I like just different people, but sometimes I can't watch. I can't watch the news. It makes me sad.
Yeah. Especially educationally.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I find a good stand-up comedian, and
There you
then
go.
you watch their specials. And
Nick Bargatze.
I just watched his one from
Oh my
December.
gosh, he's
He has a
awesome.
second one.
I haven't watched.
Very
It.
He's-
funny.
I know
he's
he is. I've
clean.
watched clips, but
He's
not.
funny.
Yeah.
He talks about nothing controversial, but he's still very funny, very easy to listen to. Yeah, I like him.
All right.
I love
I
it.
will say that my brain was so we're gonna say burned out. I always have a Kindle book that I read on my iPad when I go to sleep, and an audio book that I listen to in the car. I never listen to music, always listen to a book. I found that I could not listen to new books. I had this last couple of months, I had to like do some old favorites because like brain does not have room for one more new thing. I don't want to solve a
Yeah.
murder. I want to revisit something comforting.
Yeah.
So that's what I had to do.
Yes.
I appreciate all of you. I'm really proud of all of you. I thank you for being here, Tammy, and doing this conversation because it's really important. I hope those who might watch it at home can enjoy it as well. And, I love you all. So thank you.
Thank you for joining us
You
tonight,
beautiful
guys.
people.
Yay.
It was fun.
Thanks, Tammy.
Right.
And
Yes.
It was
See you all
awesome.
soon.
Lots to
Congratulations to everybody
celebrate.
again who's passed. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, all.